picks. But right now, Renekton coming in for
Okay.
SBTC.
And we're going...
Lee Sin!
Okay,
never mind.
they're not going for the Lee Sin. That's a bit curious to me, right? I do agree Lee Sin might be higher priority here. I don't really feel like Trash is something that you need to snatch, but they probably feel the same way about Lee Sin. And look, we've talked about so many carry Baron laner picks that we kind of forgot about this Renekton. He's kind of slipped under the radar a little bit recently in favor of Riven, Darius, but don't forget how dominant this champion was in the play-ins early on in the group stages as well. And Minas is bringing us a bit of a throwback. This matchup in the Baron lane against Riven, it's highly favorable as well. It's going to be a tall order for Azar to really try to stabilize his lane. Don't forget, he got solo killed last game as well. So SBTC, I really like the comp they've had built so far.
Yeah, they've got the Nunu to be that big, chunky frontliner for the side of SBTC, and curious to see what the carry is going to be to enable this. And it's going to be a double poke composition from SBTC. So Team Secret, your backline access, you do have that hero's entrance, and as well as the Diana could be that answer to set up for the Moonfall as well. And a lot of dives coming from Team Secret.
Okay, it's the same thing once again, right? Deferring goals in their team composition. Now, SBTC, what I feel like we see from them, like you mentioned, Riku, double poke really strong here, but they also have the ability to play towards the side lanes, to play towards the Renekton. If he gets a lead here, we could very well see Nunu just constantly rolling snowball into the side lane, while Ezra and Ziggs just wave clear, while Team Secret, yet again, they're running a very standard 5v5 team composition. They want front and back, they want to get on you, they want to kill you in team fights, which fits their miracle team fight identity.
Yeah, I think that is the thing, right? SBTC just knows that they don't want to reach the 5v5 phase, and basically they just need to dismantle the early game up against Team Secret. So yeah, it does check out, and we'll see whether or not Team Secret survives. They're kind of used to losing towards the laning phase now, so we'll see how they can slow it down.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Team Secret, again, we keep naming them as the team that you cannot count out, especially since, you know, this team has definitely pulled out some miracle team fights, some impossible things that we have seen so far in the Icon series, in the C Championships as well. But we are now going into Game 3 with SBTC Esports versus Team Secret. Casters, you guys are up.
You're absolutely right, Mika. You cannot count out Team Secret. And guess where they are? They're in game number 3 of the grand finals of the C Championship, TJ, and they're bringing back the skill check.
Where am I?
You're in the grand finals.
Oh, all right. Game 3 does come down to two very similar looking compositions, granted. I think we're in for a banger. This is SBTC and Team Secret both opting into the team fights. SBTC go very tank heavy, so all of their damage kind of revolves around Julie and Kirol. But what else is new?
What else is new? This is the way they play. This is what they're looking to get done. And well, we're off to an interesting start already. Look at his bot side. Look at the aggression coming across from both ends. Aquino's going to face off against the Ignite to come back in with the heal. Kirol, he's going to be a late game monster if they let him.
Yeah. And that is one of the things that actually, frankly, worries me about this SBTC composition, is they have opted into the Team Secret zone. There's like, it's like that Twilight Zone, which you go past 15 minutes, nothing makes sense anymore if you're playing Team Secret. Once you go past 15 minutes in a Wild Rift game and you're playing Team Secret, anything and everything will happen. So the fact that SBTC have drafted kind of a later game team fighting composition is a little dangerous, frankly.
Playing into what Team Secret do best, but also drafting for some early game skirmish power. You have stuff like this Renekton, you have stuff like this Nunu. Those are things to watch out for while they're trying to jump on the Julie. Now it's a lot of damage coming across. Flash away with the barrier. Luna charge Tatsuri with first blood. He's escaping, DJ.
He lives! And TF's hunting for him. Tatsuri, can you get through this with the minion wave? Maybe.
They're collapsing. They're coming in now. Venus chasing after Treble, but Hermes is right around the corner. He should have joined into the fight. Looking to take him down first. Tatsuri's coming in, but they found the pick off, taking down Chewy. And the next to fall with Tatsuri, but he brings Venus down with him. Flash for Flash. Kirill's chasing after this last kill onto Hermes. It's 3 over to SBTC.
A massive early game team fight found as Tatsuri goes a little too hard down the mid lane, and then they feel the need to team fight in order to save him, when frankly they should have just taken the odds on the recall. Worst case, TF finds him and it's a 1-1 trade. This case is far worse for Team Secret, as this team fighting composition, this mid-game power that they have, is going to be delayed by a couple of minutes, not by long, and they can undo that damage with a good team fight, but they've lost about 1,000 gold lead from that exchange.
And a lot of that gold has gone down to the bottom side, split between Kiro and Aquino. While looking to be those playmakers, you can accelerate Kiro faster. On SBTC, that late game damage is going to come so much quicker as well. As being so annoying, wins the war, making sure that Kiro doesn't get a quick recall off.
And if you've heard any like tooting sounds over the course of the tournament, that's my bad. That was my own horn, and I was really tooting it because I'm really excited by Ezreal. I think Ezreal is one of the most undervalued characters in Wild Rift right now. He does a ton of really strong early game lane damage, as you've been seeing, and then he scales into a devastating mid and late game team fight. So Kirill's pulled this out once earlier during this tournament. Here he selects for it quite often into the Kai'Sa, and I think you can expect Kirill to absolutely tear up, particularly during that kind of 10 to 15 minute mark, once this Muramana that he's built has completed.
Look at that, TJ. You're out here tooting your own horn, setting up for your own points. Like Kiro, he doesn't have to do this alone. He has the rest of his team out here playing for him. You have this Nunu and you have this Thresh. We're looking out to Minas though, and this looks like a pretty easy pickup for Team Secret. Za, it's that big point of power for this team.
Oh, Kirill though?
They're taking him down as well. Nice pickup. I'm not sure why I was there alone.
He wasn't. There was TF in the area. The dragon. That's not very subtle, TF.
Well, where's he gone? They're looking to take down Tetsuri here. Have to worry about a heroic entrance. The snowball, not going to find all too much. You have to flash away. Jumping back in. TF with the absolute zero. The exhaust was slow him enough. A couple water attacks. But he's taught that he can't finish off the kill. Tetsuri jumps back in with the Lunar Rush. A little bit more damage is all they need. Both sides so close to taking each other down.
Really well played again by Hamas, who was one of the stars of game number 1. He steps up to the plate, the team leader, the team captain, and saves the day down bottom. The reason Team Secret have drifted a little bit away, or the reason SBTC, sorry, had drifted a little bit away from Kirill in that bottom lane was because they were beginning to set up for this dragon. They were taking that Rift Crab, the Rift Scuttler right there, and Kirill, he wasn't left alone by much. He still had Flash, he still had Arcane Shift, he should have been fine. But Tatsuri just launched a really good combo, and they full CC'd him, got the gold onto their own mid laner, took down Kirill a peg. It was a really well-executed play by Team Secret, and they get away without losing anybody, which is going to stabilize this gold again, and I believe, as the turrets fall, they're going to have a slight lead.
Yeah, Team Secret able to collect a decent amount of gold. A big chunk of that on Tatsuri. 3-1 now, 5,000 in his back pocket. The Rod of Ages scaling up quickly. As well as some decent amount of gold for Chu as well to complete the A-Captain Rain upgrade.
There it is. The turret tank up top, a trade 1-for-1 across the map. Exposes that Team Secret had the lead out of that little play they made down bottom. It's now spun in their favor by about 1,000, which isn't a particularly great advantage. Having 1,000 gold is good, but again, this entire game depends on the late game team fights, so the advantage you should pay attention to is where the gold is going. But right now, Tatsuri is pretty big.
Where the gold is going seems to be the top side, because that's where both teams are positioning to right now. Za's going to be a little bit closer to the rest of the team, with Minas trailing behind him.
Okin won't find a knockup. SBTC are really spoiling for a fight right now. They're really looking for just action because they think they win it. And that's kind of interesting to me because I would not have made that prediction. Tatsuri is so far ahead right now. Tatsuri has a pretty massive gold advantage over Julie, and that's going to enable Team Secret to really get past the tanks in the front line, to really get past TF and Minas and engage directly onto Julie and Kirill. So I would be very worried if I were SBTC, and it's strange to me that they want to fight.
Yeah, Minas still has his summoner spells, still has that barrier, and still had his ultimate, didn't commit it there. It's interesting. Looks like he was prepared to die there, not expend too much so they can reset for this next fight.
Yeah, the big thing there, the reason, like, you see Minas flash but not burn ult or anything, I think the flash was late in the game, and I think he was just blown up by Azur, who full committed, used the ulti to finish the kill after he'd flashed away. It's surprising range on Riven. Here's the Rift Herald summoned. This is set up for cross-map play because SBTC need to coalesce in the mid lane to defend against the Rift Herald charge. Team Secret get to split across the map. You see that pressure coming in the form of a minion wave crashing up top, and a minion wave being escorted under tower down bottom. The net gain is pretty good for them. You can see that gold lead continuing to grow, now hovering near 2,000 gold.
And while we've continued to see a similar draft principle for SBTC Esports, it seems that Team Secret have, across three games, played three different unique kind of ideas and styles. And while the second one seemed more reminiscent of what we've expected, well, they've just been bringing something different every single time.
Oh, good hook. Nothing comes of it. You see that taunt used by Hamas? Just to deny if you want to engage off of that. If Arkano had recast the death sentence and gone in on the hook, he would have instantly been taunted. I want to flag what you were talking about, though, Grandon, which is these three different compositions. Because, yeah, Team Secret are an incredibly smart team, and they're known for this kind of experimentation. They're known as a team that is willing to take risks and try new things. So, seeing that come out here during the grand finals with their first two games both being wildly different, kind of off-meta compositions, is really delightful. And I'm excited to see, of course, both these teams are going to the Horizon Cup. I want to see more of this from Team Secret on the international stage.
Well, it's been difficult for SBTC to punish Team Secret here, but moving towards this dragon, and this could be a big one, TJ.
This is a big fight. SBTC want to regain the advantage.
Okay, Hermes starts evolved. It's a big taunt coming across, but he doesn't have the damage nor the follow-up to finish it off. Tatsumi's coming in big now with the Moonfall. They've taken down TF. It's a bad trade for SBTC, but they're looking low. Taking down Team Secret. Kirill's come online. This is the damage monster who's flashing forward aggressively on the treble for that double kill.
And there it is, around the 10-minute mark. Kirill comes online, and you see the power, the mobility of an Ezreal, and the damage with that completed Muramana in his main slot. He's able to dance through this team fight, and yes, the early phase of that team fight is defined by Team Secret melting SBTC's tank line, but that's okay, they've got three of them. They've got three frontline tanks, all to buy space and time for Julian Kirill to chip away at Team Secret and bring this gold lead back within 1,000. Pull this gold lead back towards SBTC's favor.
And you know, TJ, we've talked about this before. As I look at these fights, I'm often distracted by this front line from SBTC, where you still have guys like Julie, like Kirill, who are putting damage, who are vibing. They're free hitting in the back. And that's exactly what happened. Both of them still very strong at the end there.
Yeah, that's the game plan for SBTC. Is if they can force Team Secret to fight front to back, to fight through those big, beefy frontline bruisers, there's no way for them to actually access Kirill and Julie. And both Kirill and Julie are relatively mobile champions as well. Having the package little blast from Julie, the satchel charge, and Kirill's arcane shift, they're going to be able to jump away from whatever engage gets over that front line. So it's actually a very nasty team fight that SBTC is going to wield through this mid and late game.
Nice moves from SBTC to pick up the Baron lane out here turret. Azaz down in the bot side as well, trading though.
And you get our first taste of something that SBTC have built into this composition as well. Up in the top side there, whenever you see an Ezreal and a Ziggs in the same composition, they're going to absolutely destroy turrets. Ezreal can go ahead and buff up his individual auto attacks against turrets, and Ziggs, of course, has the package that can drop the last third of a turret's HP. So they just absolutely destroy them. And whenever SBTC get a fight advantage, they're going to take 2-3 turrets.
Throws coming in here big. They're locking on to TF, but look at how tanky he is to the Gargoyle Stone Plate. Team Secret unable to capitalize.
Unable to get past the front line. This time, though, Team Secret make a very good call. They go, okay, we've spent a lot of our engagement, we've spent a lot of our resources to get into this fight, and we've not gained any access to the key characters. We've not gained any access to Kirill and Julie, so we're just going to back away. And I know it's not very flashy, but that's a really good little bit of gameplay from Team Secret to realize that they can't make anything happen there and be able to pull away from it.
And across the competition, Team Secret, well, they've played a lot of games, and it seems that with each opponent they face, they start to pick up a little bit more. They get a little bit better at doing what their opponents do, and can see this kind of discipline that you would look from these Taiwanese region teams. They're doing a very good job of it here, TJ.
Yeah, but this composition's so hard to deal with. Look at that siege! Team Secret are playing really well, but SBTC can just force them off of the turret, and you can see Hamas genuinely doing an incredible job on the Galio, kind of zoning, using that taunt as this AoE on the theory, the generally correct theory, that he can force the damage dealers who are sieging that turret away from the turret, lest they be taunted. But there, he doesn't have any access to Kirill and Julie. They just take a little step back, do a little shimmy, step back up, turret's gone.
Sure.
Oh, wow.
It's a fast reset.
I love this. Team Secret, they've realized this game's going against them, so they're starting the Baron in order to force a team fight. Here we go.
They're making a quick play, looking to take down Aquino first. He will fall. Hamas has come back for the re-entry. Minas standing by the side. Not able to get anything done. They started up the Baron. Team Secret were able to get the pick off as well.
Yeah, really well played by Team Secret. Here's the danger, though. Re-engage.
Re-engage with the Moonfall, but it's Tatsuri that's come online. Going on a killing spree.
Kirill wasn't in that fight. SBTC make a very critical mistake there. TF and Minas go for this re-engage, and Kirill's nowhere near. It's just Julie to do damage there. And if you don't have those two damage dealers, Julie and Kirill, then Team Secret out-damage you, especially with the power spike, as you've seen Chewies come online, and they absolutely melt the front line. A massive series of engagements for Team Secret as they bring the game back into control, and now they can play aggressive into these team fights.
Intelligent play from Team Secret, but now with this Infernal Drake coming up, you need to commit to a fight. Gold, pretty much even on both ends. Nothing too substantial. TF's going to walk forward first. They're trying to move into the pit. Trebos jump onto Kirill, but they still have to get past this initial wall. Chewy's now online trying to dish damage out, but unable to take down TF first. Minas late to the party. He's finally here, though. Azar is going to get pulled back by the Flay. They cannot finish off these kills. Flashing with the dense sentence. Azar will flash out as well. Chewy gets enough distance to get away.
And whenever you see these team fights, Team Secret cannot get onto the back line. Julie and Kirill are protected. They're in a hermetically sealed safe room. There's no way for Team Secret to get into the damage dealers as they get funneled into these narrow choke points past Minas, TF, Akino, the tankiest characters you can wield in their respective roles. There's no way to access to the highest damage dealing characters you can wield in their respective roles. And so despite Team Secret coming online, despite them having a good turn with those last two kills, they can find no traction in the dragon fight, and SBTC get their third consecutive dragon of the game. If they get Elder, this game is over.
Such a difficult match for both these teams. Nobody dies in that team fight, TJ. Played around the Infernal Drake. Neither side were able to grab a kill, and a lot expanded. But they're back up now, and with the Baron available, Team Secret are looking to run it back, I think. This could be a chance for them to find these pickoffs again.
I would love to see them continue trying to force proactivity, because that's what the fake Baron take was. More than anything else, it forces SBTC to step into them.
Okay, this is an interesting start here. Treble's gonna have to burn the Crescent Guard. Not much spent on SBTC.
And anytime Team Secret are able to force SBTC to step forward into them, they get to select where the fight happens, and they get to try and engineer a situation where they don't just get funneled into those narrow choke points past the tanks.
Tatsuri's come in here, but it's onto Aquino. It's a low priority target. Now he's caught in between five. Will fall. Minas picks up the kill. Hamas joining in now as well. He gets the taunt off. You still have to look out for TF, who's building up so much space. The backline, a distance away from the fight.
Team Secret just can't get in. You see Tatsuri there, the highest mobility character on Team Secret. Full engage, look for the backline access, and just not find it.
They're looking to take this mid lane turret down. The inhibitor will fall, and SBTC, well, that's the express lane into the base of Team Secret.
Yeah, just pumping the brakes on everything Team Secret want to do. SBTC have played this game so effectively. This is what makes them one of the best teams in the world, and Team Secret need to throw something out of left field, as they so often do, need to show some of that miracle energy in order to pull this one back, because at this point, SBTC have such a lead They're going to have control as this Elder comes up. And again, if SBTC get the Elder or even the Baron at this point, this game is over. Team Secret need a miracle. And I guess the good news is they are unusually good at them.
With the gold still as tight as it is, and on some good targets, well, if they find this right start to these fights that they were looking for, well, things could turn out that way. For now, though, both sides are going to try and reset a little bit here. Go back, pick up the items that they needed. Team Secret had to make a beeline to the Baron to make sure that SBTC weren't on it. And SBTC, well, they get the reset now. They get to establish their own pressure around Baron, and Team Secret need to check into them.
Yeah. One thing that might matter as we go late game. I'm going to hold this thought. SBTC looking for a fight. They're trying to force the Baron here. TF starts the action very far forward. Look at this tank front line. Just demanding Team Secret's attention, forcing them to disengage and not even think about being able to commit mobility, being able to commit engage onto that backline. SBTC are so brutally aware of Team Secret's movement options, and they're being sure to expend them.
You might have to watch out for this. They flank across. TF's not going to be able to find anybody, though. They're moving on the treble now. The Crescent Guard comes across. Move forward. Kiro dashes away. And you have this front line that bounces, stopping you from joining into the party in the back. Chewie will get in with the killer instinct, but he needs to face off against Kiro, who's still free hitting, who's flashed away. But Za is right there with his number. Mina has come in as well. And they're looking to take down the river to flash forward. TF is there, trying to take him down. Just a little bit more damage is all they need. But he's dashing away. Bella's coming back up. The shield is there on the turret, but he will fall. And the 5 dead for Team Secret. That's the game SBTC had moved in.
And just like that, they're going to be able to accelerate out of the early game to a dominant team fight after team fight chokehold.